They jump into the Lanadon with the trusty old Natan bringing us over. Here we go, game number 1.
I have to say, though, I do agree with the idea that I'm liking the amount of damage we're seeing from the draft so far from Mythic Seals. Because even way back in MWI, I believe LaFell has been saying that you cannot have too much magic damage based on how things are going in the patch or in MLBB overall. But it will be crucial for them to do just that, since I believe much of the damage they are gonna have to provide will be somewhat skill shot. So they'll have to actually find the targets on Corinthians Esports to do that pressure. Wow. But I did not expect to see that happen in the gold lane first.
Yeah, I think we have to take a look at the emblems here for Upatizi. Did he not? Yeah, he went for Thrill and Master Assassin, full damage. Nico doing the same here, jumping in. Still opting for Season Hunter. I think in MWI we saw a different route from the Selenas. No more Season Hunter. It's still going to be Season Hunter for Nico with the Rupture.
Yeah, they're trying to speed things up. That'll allow Ken to really perform on this Joy. That's a lot of chain CC you could see from Mythic Seals, honestly. So Luis on the Baksha might have to be a little cautious, because as we know, the Baksha, once you actually go in and put yourself in a dangerous position, there's almost no way for you to get out unless you use the Revitalize, which could barely sustain you, especially if you have a lot of members trying to take you down.
Yeah. Also, something to point out, Mythic Seal, no purifies at all. They're just all out here, right? So much more ways to evade from CC, but for Mythic Seal, it's really all about mobility and speed.
Oh, Brave the Spider committed by Kun. Also uses the Flicker to stun too, but that's pretty much it. They're not gonna force the fight any further. They're already okay. Mythic Seal's got the turtle.
To the folks back at home, that's why you go Season Hunter on Selena. If you have a very fast clearing jungle, great prio and XP, and a roamer that can actually get mid prio to help you out with this on the Selena, you take turtles before your opponents can even react. Corinthians didn't know they were even doing turtle, and by the time they noticed, turtle taken by Mythic Seal.
Even when they were trying to take down the purple buff, right, there were 2 abyssal traps which really sped up things for Ken here, which I believe allowed them to rotate a lot faster. And that's another thing, I guess. I would expect the fast rotations from Corinthians, but it seems like it's Mythic Seals doing that this time around. It seems like they're able to anticipate where the Baksha is coming from. And speaking of anticipate, they tried to lock him down. That's a beautiful Tsunami Slam committed onto Luis, allowing them to secure first blood. And Corinthians are not able to trade out anything for that.
No, it was kind of awkward too. Wait a minute. Brave the Spider by Kun. Looking for a montage play there. It wasn't even a minion clear, right? He just wanted to show Hesu who's boss in the XP lane. That was flex.
That's what you get from a Lapu who is a very difficult hero to target. If you want to like hammer down on crowd control, then Lapu might not be the best option, because he'll actually enjoy having a lot of people around him to also increase that passive which he currently has. But so far, it's been a very low-scoring game, even though we said that Mythic Seals might really want to play this aggressively. At least for Corinthians, they have a lot of sustain, and you cannot take that away from them.
Yeah, we expected Mythic Seals to definitely be way more aggressive than they are looking right now, but it takes 2 to tango. You can't be aggressive if your opponents aren't actually walking up to fight you when you want to be aggressive, right? So as long as Mythic Seal continues to get free objectives, they won't be forcing Corinthians to a fight. They'll just be like, all right, sir, good day. We'll take this turtle and we'll be on our way.
And I feel like Kun has the decision to start things up. Oh, it's not Kun after all. I take it back. It's Boye. But Frost La Neve actually gets the turtle away from Mythic Seals. And still, however, they will try to go for the fight, but the SOD, it connects. And Upatizi might try to go for Boye. Thorndrose catches up. That's 2 members of Mythic Seals.
Big fight from Corinthians. The least expected member to steal the turtle does it. Frost La Neve. Oh my lord, with just a lantern. Yeah, we'll take back everything we said about damage. 2 retries and Chu Sin got the turtle. My bad, G. We were not aware of your game.
Let's forget about the Thornrose retry combos. Let's forget about the electrifying beats and the retribution.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
Just the lantern flare, which mattered at that point.
There was all the CCs too, dude. There was a fist crack coming in, Tsunami Slam, so much CC.
He didn't even use the Purifier,
No,
right?
there is no need. Frost La Neve He was shot. She wants to shine in the light. Upa!
Upa might have to use his skills to get away, though. Fortunately, survives that attempt. That was just Zippy. So how has it come to this point where Zippy could already pose such a massive threat? You needed to have 2 members up top just to somehow keep you safe, because Mythic Seals, it seems like they're trying to go for something.
Wow. Sky Piercer 2 for Frostlaneve. He's really playing into the main character of being the juice in damage. That's a pure. Okay, so both Zippy and Frostlaneve have picked up the Sky Piercer. This is where it gets really exciting, because this is where we're seeing the calm before the storm. Yes, the game seems very slow. 1 big team fight, 3 stacks on that Sky Piercer, and we're going to be seeing a snowball gun.
Oh, Flick will just try to dash away from this, though. Are they trying to commit? Boye respects that they might have too much mobility for them to commit, and they also have an upcoming objective too, so they'll have to play it safe. So far, it's Corinthians being the ones able to position themselves first, though. Will they capture Ken? Oh, this is a very aggressive play from Luis and Frostlaneve for the second time around.
Conceal.
Someone with the retribution has to get this right. Oh, but there goes the Tsunami Slam. They committed onto Kun, a very tanky member at that. SOD will connect. They might have to reposition for a bit. Crimson Beacon also used by Frostlaneve, but it's only Luis who's already pretty low on HP. Mythic Seal, it looks like they're still able to take on this fight, except Nico. And this time around, Flick steals away or takes that turtle from Mythic Seals.
Well played, Corinthians! So clean! What happened to the slugfest we saw in the grand finals of the Latam region? This is a completely different team. It was 4-3 against Influence Rage. It was them chaotic in and outside of the game. Here, they're just as clean as can be. No Sky Piercer stack for Frostlaneve, so that's the bad news. But the good news is the lead is completely gone, and Upatizi is capitalizing on these waves in the side lanes, with the Granger forced to play with the team already.
Yeah, Upatizi's having such a great time. The other members of Corinthians, okay, Fiskra already used by Hesu, but going back, the other members of Corinthians Esports are just making things so easy for Upatizi at this point. Flick, he's doing such a great job on heroes like this, like the Lancelot. Even after that one moment wherein he failed to actually get the last hit onto the turtle, but Luis still has to revitalize, though. Is this going to be the right decision? They're fully aware that there are 4 members of Mythic Seals trying to approach them in the mid lane. Oh, and they actually tried to go for it!
Hesu with the fist crack already can! With the electrifying piece, that's a kill over to Zippy. Sky Piercer stack picks up the gun. That certainly will be of much help for Mythic Seal. They need to crack open the front line before they can deal with the back, Frostlaneve and Upa. But Flick is getting really tanky right now, man.
I feel like in that moment, Mythic Seals were the ones who stayed a bit long, but they were the more decisive ones. Like, they didn't want their, you could say, overstay to go to waste, so they at least took off a pick-off from Corinthians Esports, but still, going back, there isn't that much of a lead. Despite everything that has been happening, it's still less than 1K for Mythic Seal.
It's so even on the board, right? At least when it comes to structures, it's better for Corinthians. They have a turret down below. That will play a big part into setting up for the next neutral objective. But yeah, this is, I think, the closest game we've had at minute 9. There has been only one turret take. Oh, a flicker from Nico, respecting the shield unity of Louise. But remember, this is a calm before the storm. Once those Sky Piercer stacks keep going, Tsunami Slam!
Once again in the mid lane, they decide to pick a fight. Hesu will still survive this, though, and Kun already commits the bravest fighter. So there have been resources already used, but Luis, he's starting to feel the damage coming in from Ken. Forced to use his ultimate. Flick, will he attempt to go for someone? We'll just try to clear the waves for now. No one's just going for the full commit.
Hey, if we want to refer to something, this is tactical boxing, right? You're just playing at range, you're just feinting constantly, wasting resources from your opponent. Corinthians, they've had to burn a flicker from Hesu, Tortoise's Poissance as well from Luis. They get a free turret up top of the wave. Now it's a conceal. Luis is looking for an opening, but he gets chunked instead. Remember, no Poissance!
And the bravest fighter is back. So is the Tsunami Slam to immediately take down Hesu. Luis is next. That's immediately 2 members. Phantom Execution used by Flick just to get away. And this is a clear signal for Mythic Seal.
Good fight. Really decisive. They punished again. They went for the feints. They baited out some massive resources. They go for it. There is a trade, however, for Upatizi.
Yep.
He was able to get a tier 2 down below. And holy shield, that thing is down.
Okay, they're able to somehow trade something away, but that will allow Mythic Seal to get a lot more of the important resources from Corinthians. That's a mid-lane turret that they're able to take down. And for someone on a Lancelot, for Flick on the Assassin, that is potentially going to limit the way he's able to move around, especially just looking at how Boye and Zippy are confidently able to stand up front. Oh, but that was a close call for Frostlaneve.
So let's talk about investments. Mythic Seal, their investment in the Sky Piercer has resulted in, I believe, 1 Sky Piercer stack for Zippy. Frostlaneve, 0. So far, Mythic Seal have had the better Sky Piercer investment. Fleeting time completed 2 for for Boye on the Kalea. They look alike, man. Wind of Nature and already to a BOD. Wow, I would expect Upa to have a bit more gold at this stage of the game because he's constantly farming in the side lane. But it's a 1,300 gold lead for the good old consistent Zippy.
Yeah, it's a 2-0-2 as well for Zippy, which also probably contributes to why this is what we're seeing. Nico has the purple buff, by the way.
Whoa.
So they're being very aggressive with this. But that's all Mythic Seals are probably gonna get for now. There's also respect for Corinthians Esports. You still can't take away the fact that Upatizi, although he is behind, there is some sort of damage to it, but also...
What?
Okay, speaking of damage, you gotta respect Zippy. You gotta go for Zippy, but I feel like their attempt did not succeed. Now that's the counter conceal and engage coming in from Mythic Seals. Kun jumping in with the bravest fighter, and so will Boye with the title strike, and now Zippy's just free to target down Hesu. Ken did a great job as well in zoning out the other members of Corinthians on the back lines, and they'll be happy with that single pickoff, but it seems like they still want to go for more. Flick fortunately gets away, but that was a dangerous attempt.
Certainly. And you can see Nico just hovering over, trying to bait Flick over towards him. Good stun. Actually lands. Shield Unity, cancel out by the Brave Spider, has to flicker out a Lancer Flare.
Oh my goodness, these arrows.
And Frostlaneve gets the shot. Hey, I don't know if you saw the interaction, the Shield Unity and the Abyssal Arrow. I think it's just a wacky, awkward interaction, man. You still keep
rolling, right? Even though the...
You can't turn, you're just going straight. It's like a... Never mind.
It's like a, yeah. He just...
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. But that was clearly Mythic Seals still trying to respect whatever Corinthians can do in terms of defending. But Boye, did he just put himself in a very dangerous spot? Ken finds the kill on Upatizi, however, but look at the other members falling one by one in the hands of Zippy. And what better timing if not right before an objective, but will they still go for that even?
There's no better timing than to end the game right here. They won't want to go for the objective. They want to go and brawl it out for the battle for the win.
All right, this is going to be their attempt. There's the potential title strike. Doesn't land onto anyone, but they gain access to the base. Hesu using the fist crack, tries to clear the waves. There's a single minion left, however, and they will not have enough firepower to end it just yet. They have an incoming minion wave, though. But the other members of Corinthians, they've already gotten back.
Uh-oh, let's see. Mythic Seal went for a gamble to try to end the game. They're on the Lord already. SOD.
It connects. Nico dashes away, but Flick from behind. Could this be a game-changing steal? Oh, the Phantom Execution gets denied, but Ken, he will fall in the hands of Corinthians Esports, and now Flick finally steals away the Lord. Frostlaneve with a double kill. Finally, the Sky Piercer in action too, and that's 3 members down for Mythic Seals.
Look at the flick of the wrists. Look at the flick of the fingers. What was that? Flick getting the kill on Zippy despite the Wind of Nature, and now they're the ones knocking at Mythic Seal's base. Phantom Execution.
He actually went in. Brave enough to try and take down Boye, but they focus on the inhibitor for now. But is this gonna be enough? There's the Purify from Upatizi. He has his eyes set on the base, but Boye gets to clear the minions, and now they have another incoming SOD! Goes for Nico, but Ken!
Walks up, looking for the Divine Beast. The base wide open, the middle wave's just there as well. Flick taken down. Frostlaneve with the last shot, and Corinthians pull off a one straight push comeback.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I mean,
my lord.
like I said,
Holy
Holy
shields.
shield.
people change. That was a wow, wow, wee, wow.
Oh,
And that's,
my lord.
that's why I say, I don't know. Either teams could be the dark horse. And let me tell you, man, this is something that I tell my friend back in Cambodia. Don't count your eggs without your calculator, because that becomes unreliable. Because Mythic said they could have ended the game.
They could have.
They could have ended the game.
They also just could have gone Lord if they didn't want to
Yeah,
end the
I
game.
agree.
There's so many things they could have done,
Oh, man.
but they didn't have done.
Yeah.
This is why I'm not sure about the dark horse thing.
Dude, I
Oh.
don't know what a dark horse is. I thought that was a nightmare. Get it? Because mare is horse.
Ah.
So, you know, dark horse. You know,
Hey,
you know.
that's pretty good.
Hey, thank you. I
6 out of 10.
read the vocabulary.
7 out of 10 for me.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
but,
right,
but
so high
honestly,
rating.
looking at a game, my personal opinion is that Mythic Seal, they start a lot, but it's really not clean. Because I kind of feel like a lot of the fights, they start without purpose, without really understanding like what's up next, what's coming up next. So it does look like they're playing mostly for their own micro mechanics. And that's what we talk about the draft. There's a lot of damage, but it's also all about mechanics. The moment you miss an ability, the moment you use it wrongly, it all starts crumbling apart, because Corinthians, their draft is much easier to execute. So the moment
Punish.
Mythic Seal makes a mistake, like I said, punish. And here's the thing, there's a lot of room for mistakes with that kind of draft.
I agree. It's a very high skill ceiling draft, and it's actually something that was foreshadowed a bit for me, because I made a video, everything you need to know about MSC, and in that video I was like, Mythic Seal, explosive team fights, amazing mechanics, but they tend to get very overconfident, and sometimes, a lot of times, that's their downfall by themselves.
I think I felt that the most in the way we saw limited interactions between the Selena and her other teammates for majority of the game. I know when they were trying to go for the siege that there were a couple of interesting abyssal arrows which landed every now and then, but up until that moment it felt like Nico wasn't able to really maximize the presence of the Selena in the early game. And when you're forced to defend, even in the last sequence, I believe you saw that abyssal arrow which was thrown out seemingly out of panic. So once it doesn't land to the crucial target,
like,
it's gonna be hard.
At the end, he stood there taking the lantern flare, gonna dash out the moment that he's gonna get knocked out. But I'm like, you don't even have to be there in the first place. You don't have to take the damage. And by the way, you guys were talking about the Boxia. I play Boxia quite a bit. The moment the Boxia gets stunned, doesn't matter a Selena arrow, even a high loss stun, you'll just keep on moving.
Keep rolling.
Yeah.
You just keep on rolling, act like nothing happened, because Boxia is that nonchalant kind of guy.
So that's why you use Baksha.
That's why I use Boxia, because I'm a nonchalant kind of guy. But yeah, in this game, really, they need some kind of discipline here, because
Yes.
there's like, if you just pause the game at any point, you could have said, could have done this, you could have done that, you could have done this, you could have done that. But instead, you wanted to flex.
Even I think individually in lane, right? We saw the Flex Braves fighter. We saw constantly them wanting to show their individual flair, and we did get to see it. But I think a better way to display your individual flair is by winning, just beating them out. For sure, Corinthians, they played it slow. They were the disciplined ones in this game, and you get to see the reward already for the disciplined team. They waited for a mistake. They saw that dive.
Yeah.
GG.
I mean, even when it felt like it was Mythic Seal who were slightly ahead, there were moments like the Lord Steal on the Jushin and all that. So it wasn't that clean of an early game as well for Mythic Seal. And so I feel like those are things they definitely have to work on, because it's decision making in the late game which was a major highlight in how this game was lost. But even in the early game, they could have refined it a bit more.
But let's talk about Flick, because I kind of feel like if it wasn't for him,
Yes.
they could not have that opportunity in the first
agree with
place.
you.
Yeah.
Flick was amazing. The Endless Battle here, this is the build that we were talking about for the Lancelot that we actually expected from Ken, but we got to see from Flick. War Axe, Endless Battle, and the Melfic Roar, plus the Purple Retribution. You saw just how lethal he could be while also being super tanky. I would say this build is a bit more lethal than the damage build when it comes to late game, because you're just there for such a long time and you rack up those stacks so easily that even the Granger with the Nature couldn't handle the damage. It's true, and even more true with the purple.
Yeah,
Red tree.
because honestly, like, you already have enough damage, you know, no need to add a gun to a sword. Just make sure that you can stay there long enough
To stack.
to stack.
Yeah, and this hurts to see that Zippy already had such a great time.
Yeah.
A spectacular job, was way ahead even of Upa TZ in terms of gold during those moments when we thought Mythic Seal were already able to get that game, but it was a single one-way push.
Yeah,
We haven't seen that in a while, dude.
so long. I mean, that's the thing about MSC. This is the best of the best. You're not allowed to make one mistake. Like, this is the amount of stakes that we have in this competition right here. You can do it in ranked games. It's fine.
It's all
if,
good.
If you lose a ranked game, you just lose 1 point.
Yeah.
But here, you lose in MSC.
Oh.
There's a lot to lose.
Yeah.
Money, playing time,
Pride,
Yeah.
pride.
ego,
And here's the thing.
aura.
The people is watching.
Oh, yeah.
Not just from your home country, but everywhere around the world, right? So here's the thing. You can make those kind of mistakes in rank. It's no big deal. I've done it. You've done it. Everyone's done it. But here's the thing. This is a different stage.
Absolutely.
This is a different stage.
They
And
can't.
especially in MLBB, right? I think that the whole perspective is you're only as good as your previous tournament. So if you
Yeah.
lose here,
Yeah.
if you get knocked out early, everybody's just going to be looking at this despite your run
Yeah.
previously.
Yeah, again, the number is you can't lose twice.
Mm-hmm.
And at least for, I don't know if that's an at least, but if you do lose today, you'll have rest tomorrow. But will that be enough time though? Looking back, it's,
Yep.
yeah, Flick has been really great on this Lancelot. I think this is his highlight.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, here's the thing. I like the decisiveness because they're like, okay, we go in,
Yeah.
we get some kind of trade. Flick, do your own thing. Everyone else, deal with the front lines, right? And then we see what we can get from there. Because I really feel like that was a Hail Mary play. It's like, we're just gonna risk it. If it, like, we're gonna lose anyways.
Yeah.
Might as well take a chance. And they took the chance, and they won that.
It was unfortunate, really. Very, very unfortunate for Mythic Seal. Amazing from Corinthians. It was, yeah, like, Mythic Seal just wanted instant gratification there by going for the end, and they got punished real hard. There's really no other way to put it, dude.
Yeah,
Simple.
there's a different kind of reset that's needed if you lose that way.
It's a mental reset.
And hopefully they got to do it in that short amount of time, because I feel like we'll be heading back into the game very soon.
Yeah.
It's a very disappointing way to lose.
But
So,
before that, I gotta say Corinthians look absolutely amazing. And I believe for you guys want to see how did they even get here. So let's look at the road to EWC for Corinthians.
My name and my nickname is Luis, and I'm the roamer of Corinthians. To came to Riyadh, our journey was a little bit difficult because we have some problems in the start of the year. We changed 2 players, and our journey in MPL is very hard. I think our hardest moment in our journey to EWC is when we are losing 3 matches against Influence Rage in MPL Latam Finals. And we need to think about that. We need to improve our strategy, and we win the last 2 matches and we become champion.
Corinthians, they're a bit of a wild card. I want to see them go far into this, considering that Latin America has always struggled in the internationals. But at the same time, it's like they're new. I don't know, it's so up in the air for them.
I'm very happy to put the Brazil again in the map, and I'm very happy to represent Corinthians because it's a lovely supporters. Every time they give us energy, and we are very happy to put them in the international scenario.
Every team that comes here, they have their own story. They have something to prove. And right now for Corinthians, even Ramar did say, all the previous tournaments, Latin America hasn't been performing quite well. So now, even Luis, he said that I'm proud to be here for Corinthians, and he wants to be able to push hard. And right now, Mythic Seal is in their way. We're gonna see if they can actually win 2-0, or Mythic Seal understood, okay, that was our mistake.
Yeah.
Never do that again.
yeah, I mean, for Mythic Seals, it's been a while since we saw them back on this stage too, right? I think it's been two years, more or less, of not
Mythic
being
Seal?
able to see them. Their absence has been for quite some
The
time
last one was
now.
M4.
So
Yeah.
I there probably is still a bit of adjustment here
Mm-hmm.
and there, but we know that the big brother figure, Ken, he's still that reliable guy.
His boy. One of his boy. There's a lot of Kens.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of
There's a lot
Kens,
of
though.
There's a Super Ken, there's a Ken. There's a lot of Kens.
There's a lot of Kens. There's a lot of Kens. So yeah, now I want to go back here because do you feel that the draft that that Mythic Seal brought in, was there really any trouble, or was it just them getting ahead of themselves?
I think the draft is definitely like we mentioned, it was very risky. It was
very
it
risky.
requires a high skill ceiling, a lot of chance of it to actually fail for you to just miss mechanic and lose the game. But they played it really well.
Yeah.
I think that game was just a very good example of why Mythic Seal, when they do get overconfident, when they are put in a very crazy winning spot, they ultimately fall to themselves, their own overconfidence.
So maybe they shouldn't win the mid game.
So play like SRG.
Play
lose
from
early,
behind.
From behind.
Play from behind. What do you think about that, Brigida? Like tactically losing a bit so that you can win big.
Yeah. You lose.
It's called hustle.
You lose the battle, but you win the war.
Only if they're willing to risk that much against teams
Hey,
like this, though.
They
But
risked it just now.
They
Yeah.
They
risked
took a
it.
lot of risks in that
That
previous
was a
game.
lot. That was a
Oh,
bit too much
That
risk,
was
you
a
know?
bit too much
that's
risk.
maybe just-
true.
No, not that much. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like for me, though, it's more on them sort of running out of like. I know there were other options in the mid
Mhm.
lane that could have been there for Nico, but I feel like the bans went in such a way that they had limited options to choose from as well. So might be one.
Marco,
Just one.
here's the thing. We've known her for a while.
Yeah.
She's too nice.
She's too nice.
She doesn't want to be honest. She doesn't want to. Hey, yo, you play bad. Yeah, it has to be us.
It has to be us, you know?
It has to be
This
us.
is the gank and gather contrast. We always have, you know, the bad guy, the critic, the good person.
It's
No.
like she's the Angela, I'm the Bowman.
Wait, what does that have to do with being good and bad?
Because Angela's like innocent, little
Why
kid.
why did you
Right?
have to cut me off?
Oh,
What-
no,
what's
I
it-
was just genuinely wondering.
No.
You could wonder later. Speaking of wondering, right now looking at the back here. By the way, this is a nice experience that we can hear the shouting, the
I
screaming.
love
like,
it. I love it.
And
Last
again-
time was M3, dude.
Yeah, dude, that was so long ago. That was years ago. And yeah, too nice. Mirko,
Okay.
we gotta balance it out,
We
right?
gotta balance it out.
And now we're jumping into draft here. Mythic is gonna be first pick, still banning out a Fanny. And now Corinthians banning out that Yeast and Shin.
Yeah.
They might just go for the same bans unless someone is feeling a bit frisky and letting go of the Arlet or the Phobius.
I don't think we're gonna see that, but yes.
I don't
it
think as
could,
well. I
could
don't
be.
think-
I think for Mythic. Oh, Forza, they are leaving it open for now. Phobius and Arlet. Hopefully, we get to see it because it's been banned a bit too much. For some reason, when we start casting, we don't get to see these fun heroes. So I would
Maybe
love
we
to
should
see.
be casting.
Oh man.
I don't know, translating or something.
Oh,
That could be an option.
that could be an option.
I'm
Could be an
okay with
option. 1-1 getting banned out. So unless those are the final two bans, because hey, Mythic Seal could just have a throwaway ban so that they can have either or, right? Pick up the Arler or the Phobius.
Focus, Jusin. Even.
Now, is it as prio as first pick? Now, that's the
but
question,
there have
right?
been teams who like pick it
Have
up.
they
but,
won with first pick Phobius for first pick Arlet?
Maybe not.
I feel like this is the thing about EXP, is that you first pick Phobius, you feel good, and then you see a CC, and then you're like, oh no.
Yeah, and if they take it out here, that's too obvious. So like
Yeah,
maybe
but see,
not.
They might be risking it. Hey, the name
Let's
of the
see.
game is if you want to win, you got to take some risks, right? So betting out the Kimi, personally for me, I wouldn't ban either Arler or Phobius. Just let them both go and then see what we get.
So
I agree.
the Uranus wasn't banned earlier too, right? Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
It
Picked
was
up as well.
snubbed. It was
Yeah.
snubbed.
I think we can ignore the Uranus at this point of the game. I think right now, yeah, like what LFL said about Corinthians, leave the Arlet Phobius open and then trade. If Mythic Seal go for the Phobius, you go for a Fredgen Arlet.
Yep.
Never mind. They
Oh, but
banned
they
the
banned.
Arlot.
Now here's the thing: if they don't pick up the Phobius, they can pick it up.
Yeah. Who wants her to one?
And if they do, and they pick the Lancelot again, that's
I feel like Kalia is still an okay first pick.
Yeah.
Jushin.
So they pick up the Jushin.
Okay. So now it's Corinthians who can go for the Phobius plus.
Phobius plus either the gold.
They could just go Phobius Lance too,
Yeah,
by the
the
way.
Lance.
The Lance
I
was
don't-
amazing
I
last
don't
game.
mind Lance, yeah.
Because like I was thinking, then you'll have less to worry about if you already have the Phoveus. And if Flick performs the same way
Oh, yeah.
on the Lancelot.
Hey, he made a game-winning play, so I'm perfectly fine with Phoveus lands, because you know if you're not gonna, unless they want to give it over to Mythic Seal and then just pick up a CC.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
That's a Granger. So it's already different to what we
Ah,
expected,
not
but
the
the Lancelot
Phoveus.
comes through. Now, I would say for Mythic Seal, this is a proper game to set up for a Phoveus, right?
Yep.
With the amount of dashes the Lancelot has. We were talking about the unlimited dashes for Flick. Punish it with the Phoveus, but you will be punished by the CC. You can evade from it. There is a way for you to just last hit, stay alive in lane, and
Yep.
then Turtle 1.
they might feel better about picking the Joy 2 here in this spot if they want to go for that
Yeah.
again. Because they'll have the Phoveus. And they won't reveal much. Yet. Not unless...
Because right now, yeah, they do pick up the
There you
Joy
go.
as well as the Phoveus. Now, Mirko, this is my concern, is that we talked about this before the game started, which is ZP doesn't usually win the lane unless he's on something like a Granger, right? I remember even the game with Irithel, it honestly doesn't look all that great. And I feel like he went for something like a carry. I don't know if he will go for that. I feel like it should be a CC here, and then just ban out either the gold laners or the roams.
For me, I'm thinking a different route to counter the Phoveus and the Joy. I'm thinking Gatot and Edith, but yeah, they will go for the CC, so they will go for the damage route. But this could be very greedy from them. You already have a Granger and the Lancelot who need a lot of resources early. And this is also, you're kind of forced to go for a damage mid. So that's going to be 4 very resource-heavy picks.
I feel like something, this is not super damaging, but still okay. The Zetian is open, and if you don't want that, as long as there's no like very long range heroes,
Yeah.
and honestly not too bad just to pick up something like a Valentina. Like I feel like there's still options for Corinthians.
Crimson Beacon.
That can be an option. Although now, I'm kind of convinced about the idea that this might be a little tricky for Corinthians if it especially reaches a point wherein they don't get the best possible sequence in their fights. Although the way that they play is very aggressive, so I wouldn't be surprised if they still take on the fights with this lineup.
I like that they're betting out all these catching heroes, the Cho as well as the Kalia, because we saw there were moments that maybe the Lancelot could have been punished. So I like that they take that away.
And it's not just Lancelot, but the CC too, right? We got to remember that CC does get countered hard by crowd control.
Yep.
You need to bring Vengeance most of the time, so if there's a big pickoff hero like a Kalei or Cho, you're in some big trouble. Here, though, for Corinthians, I think the Eve is still a good pick that they can go for. I mean, right now they have a really good composition to play pure front to back. With the CC just holding ground, if he plays it in the way where it's just in front of the Granger and Eve, even with the Joy jumping in, you can just curtain collar, and then Eve and Granger will do the rest. Got that band.
Eve was like one of the heroes least used by Nico, or no, not by Nico.
Froslaneve?
Neve, I think, or not at all. Like there
People can
hasn't
change.
been much recent. Yeah, but people change.
People can change. People can change.
So maybe they can opt for that if they do want a bit more control in the team fight, since it looks like they're actually going for that.
Yeah, Zetian.
But
Safe choice. The global, but yeah, I mean, with the passive too, it's great, but I think it could be baited very easily. Everybody wants to be in front of your face here. Everybody wants to dive. So once someone does bait it out, it should be an easy road for the Joy to just walk up.
Which should be, honestly, I kind of feel like the Joy. I think the Joy can even, do that job. Now picking out the Badang as well as the Moskov. I think he did have a good Moskov game back in the grand finals. But now for Corinthians, if you have one more hero that can potentially counter this Joy, I don't like the Tigro, but something like that, something that when the Joy comes in, you're able to counter, that could be good because you just play with the habit of Ken. He likes to go in and try to get a trade.
This could also be, like, it's strange, but the Belleric XP with the Phoveus and Joy jumping on you could just be a way to take both of those heroes out of the pool.
oh, for Luis, Joy.
Good. I mean, still, same kind of idea, right? Someone goes in, you counter it, and then this kind of solves the problem that Zetian doesn't have that much damage,
You
right?
just burst him down.
Exactly.
You have help.
So they have options here. Now, Corinthians, they got a pretty good draft here. And this time,
I agree.
looking at Mythic Seal, they're not going too local, right? They're making sure that there's logic, there's fallbacks. If something goes wrong, there's a backup plan. So now I'm going to give it over to you guys. We got to see if Mythic Seal is able to redeem themselves and push us to a game 3, or Corinthians, they show up and start day 1 with a 2-0.
Can Mythic Seal bounce back? That's a big question here. Thank you, LaFell. Here with Mirko and Brigida to bring you game number 2 of what can be the upset of the day. We've been throwing out the upset word the whole day, but this could be it. Corinthians with a solid shot as Natan once again flies over to Lanadon for us to join him. Here, Ken and Flick on the same heroes. It's the Joy up against a Lancelot.
Yep, the Jawhead. It excites me to see that we're finally gonna see another Jawhead back here in MSC, and the way it can just potentially be the source of surprise and setup here for Corinthians, because it suits their playstyle so well. Like Luis and Hesu, so long as they just don't get too far away. Oh, that's the cute passive.
Cute, very cute.
I mean, it bounces like.
Yeah, that's going to be a big problem, by the way, for Mythic Seal if they go Badang. That's why I wasn't really too big of a fan of the Badang. You go in, you get bounced back. Oh, that's actually a win for Corinthians.
Oh, 1 hit is all they need to get the kill onto Boye, but still, he's able to walk out. And imagine not even using the flicker during that moment. He was just too confident that he wouldn't fall down.
Patient. Oh man, Rhapsody shots.
Okay, he might have to go home now because Flick is nearby, uses the Thorn,
Oh!
rolls! But yet again, Corinthians, for the second time in a row, lacking just a single hit to secure first blood.
But it's still worth it. You bait out Flicker for Retry. I'll take it any day. Considering, again, that Retry will be up by the time the turtle spawns in the game. So they really don't lose anything for making that play happen. Great moves from Zippy to stay alive, but it is still Corinthians who have the lead. And it's probably safe to say that Upa is going to win this lane even harder now.
Oh, Thorn Rose doesn't connect onto Nico. But you can see how well Corinthians are actually controlling the riverside in this game so far. They're not allowing Mythic Seals to be the ones to set things up. Curtain Call was already used onto Kun, by the way. So that's an ultimate already down for Corinthians, but they still might want to go for this nonetheless. Luis flickers in, decides to go for Kun. Is that the right decision though? Fury of the Phoenix also committed as well. SOD will not land onto anyone just yet. And look at the sustain coming in from Kun. Actually takes down Luis instead, even though he was the one who tried to set things up first.
But it's Luis for Kun, worth it for Corinthians, especially because they're going to get this turtle for free. Ken is nowhere near, and Boye cannot get that fist fast enough. Zippy, though, actually finds a pretty good trade. Upa staying a bit too long, I would say, around the turtle, and that gives Mythic Seal at least something to trade back with.
Yeah, this isn't that smooth of a start for Ken, though, if you were to compare to the previous game, wherein it felt like he was just on track, on timing when he was trying to secure his farm. So far, it feels like they're doing a great job at denying him of that. Even just when he wanted to take that Little Wanderer, you could see how Luis makes his presence felt, and now even Flick.
Yeah. I really like this build, by the way, from Frost La Neve. The tenacity with the Inspire here. It's safe, and that's all you need to do technically in this game, right? You're just playing in the back line with Upatizi. You're acting as a sort of peel with your passive. So whenever you're around Upatizi, anyone who walks up and initiates will be thrown back so far away, and it will give safety for everyone in the back line. So now it's a slow game, as expected here with these two drafts. It really comes down to trades, especially with the Moskov picked up and no Irithel. Waiting for the next neutral objective, 45 seconds.
It's been very, very slow if it's just that. They tried to go for Hesu, though, force out the Vengeance and Curtain Call. I don't know if that'll be much because he still has quite some time to wait for that cooldowns before the next objective. But Corinthians, it seems like they're planning to go for something else. It's not Boye, actually. Flix finds Nico and tries to go for him instead. But because of that disconnect, it seems like Luis will get punished now. There was a change of target. and that might not have been the best decision.
They got confused, and Kun is now the one winning lane. That is winning by that much. Is interesting, dude. Like, look
Against
at Kun
the CC.
zoning Hesu completely away, and this should be a free turtle over with Hesu being so low, but at least... Never mind, I thought it was going to be a trade. Oopa! Almost.
They've been here for like majority of the game. He did give out some energy shields to Zippy, but now it seems like he got way more
Way too slow.
than Zippy in this game. So now it feels like Corinthians might willingly be letting go of this hurdle, or they might be entrusting it to Flick and Hesu because they have other things in mind, but they no longer will contest. They just allow Upatizi to secure the turret instead.
Corinthians have just been playing so smart. SOD lands.
Oh, are they gonna fight?
Doesn't look like they need to. They will take it just for a faster rotation. Yeah, Corinthians, they're just playing it so smart. Even there, they didn't want to go for the engagement, just playing it super disciplinedly, playing super intelligently. Hesu, caught on the bad spot, has the vengeance, will use it. It's a turret for Turtle, so I would actually say it's worth it for Corinthians.
Yeah, they're probably banking on the idea that it will work best, considering that they're with a Zetian mid, if they get to include Upatizi in the rotation, so they have a bit more of damage source whenever they try to go for the setup. But Flick, oh, he might just actually be taken down here. He wasn't supposed to be there, and look at that, this big fist crack combo coming in from Foye. Luis is next to fall. But Corinthians, they're doing their best to hold on this mid lane turret.
You hate to see the puncture get cancelled, or even the puncture missing straight out. Flick had no way to escape. The Phantom Execution could have been a way to jump and to run. But remember, Mythic Steel have a ton of very small displacements that make it very difficult for Lancelot to pop the Phantom Execution. Mainly, that shoulder bash from the Phoveus, Spear of Misery from Zippy, yada yada with Nico too. And this Phoveus is really taking control of the game right now, but I don't know if he's going to survive a 1v3.
He's taking so much attention, and now they try to burst him down. Ken is nearby though, and they don't know it. Upatizi fortunately has the flicker, so he gets to survive, but that was a close call. And still, they don't get to take down Kun. Nico, nearby, using the lantern flares. Oh, there was the ejector trying to save Esu, but then the Crimson Beacon was also committed. So at least they get to keep everyone safe.
Mythic Seal now the ones playing it incredibly slow and clinical. They're no longer the team we saw in game number 1 in the lead, while being in the lead. Maybe LaFell was right. Maybe they just got to start off behind, and then they'll come back with discipline. So far, that's been the name of the game. SMB goal difference. Look at that. 762 goal lead on the Phoveus. There are ways to beat the CC in lane, and Kun is doing it. Curtain call baited out.
Kun is showing us how, but Flick tries to go for Ken actually. This is actually the first time they get to take a kill away, or the second time they get to take a kill away from Kun, but the fist break, fist crack again. Upatizi in danger, but still finds the double kill. Upatizi gets taken out too though, so that's a 2-for-1. But the turtle fight's still going on.
Cancelled out. Electrifying beats. Now the Phantom Execution as well. Turtle reset. Nico in the midst of it all. Flick wins out the red tree, and Nico will fall to Jesus yo-yos as the curtain call locks him down. Mythic Seal, while being in the lead again, some odd initiations, overextending Kun without Flicker 1v1.
I'm surprised they're actually able to win out the prolonged team fights even without Upatizi. Like Corinthians esports, they were able to proceed, I think, just regroup, reset for a moment, not a full reset even, then proceed with the fight. And that was all the while Upatizi was down. So it's an interesting way that they were able to deal with the fight. I think we'll be seeing that in this instant replay.
Yeah.
So they've been trying to target down Kun, and they've been successful in doing so, again at the expense of Upatizi. But who would have thought they'd be the ones actually able to fight longer?
I think it just comes down to them being too split up at the start. They went in 1-by-1. Mythic Seal, hold up.
Oh, they're gonna go for this. Oh, wow. Ken could barely move. Flicker used supposedly
Nice
to
reaction.
Kun. Yes, but it was committed onto Hesu. Nonetheless, still a pick-off for Corinthians esports, but they're still struggling to convert into objectives.
Back to my point earlier, I think for Mythic Seal, they just fall into habits, bad habits, so fast. Like, they would come back, they would be behind, and then they'll be like, all right, we've got to play discipline. once they win, they go back to be like, oh, I'm just going to walk up like this. They deal damage, but I was able to 1v3 earlier, so I can do it again.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different, especially because, God, you didn't have Flicker. You had Flicker the first time when you 1v3'd. Kun just took too much in the turtle fight earlier, and it became too chill, yo.
They can't forget about the small things.
They really can. When you're starting the fight alone with a quarter of HP, as the main front line at this point of the game, you need to be a bit healthy.
Okay, Zippy might be sensing danger here, by the way. Opatizi is not alone, but Zippy, he actually hesitates, doesn't go for the recall just yet, and Corinthians might be able to set up for this upcoming Lord.
Wow.
That's a fleeting time?
This is a utility Zetian. Frost la Neve has built a fleeting time. It's really just working a peel.
Oh.
Number one, it's a peel for Upatizi.
Yeah.
Second, that global ult for the stun. It's a utility Zetian as they go for the Lord.
Okay, SOD, that'll connect, that'll be a huge
What?
problem. Oh yeah! Gets the last hit on the Lord, and the fight is still going. Kun might be traded down here, but Upatizi, very dangerous, will be the target for Zippy, but he goes for Hesu first, and still will be able to catch up somehow, but they need to commit the conceal. 3 members in exchange of only Kun and Upatizi. Now make that 4.
Mythic Seal just need to be behind for them to win. They are behind, we're behind, and then they had a clinical fight around the Lord. Corinthians didn't know what hit them. The conceal cancel with the Dark Wave onto 2 was beautiful by Kun, and a Lantern Flare for Neve. Remember, no damage. It's utility build, so defending this is gonna be quite hard.
That's why when they don't get to be or to pull off these successful setups, Corinthians esports are definitely gonna struggle. Like, those ejector plays are gonna be very important. Those targets are gonna be very important. But now what's more important is the way they're able to defend this objective, this Lord. They've already lost all of their holy shields, and that'll mean a lot for Mythic Seals, who were sort of on the seesaw for this game.
It's been a roller coaster of a game here. Back and forth, damage dealt ranking. It's still, wow, Upatizi, and despite the fleeting time, still Frost la Neve.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? Never mind. He does deal damage. Hey, maybe fleeting time is just the way to go. Maybe that just adds into the damage because you can spam your ult a bit more, and then it leads up to more damage.
Maybe that's where it's coming from.
That
If you
might
get to
be where
use
it's
it
coming
every
from.
now and then.
Yeah. Sky Piercer, though, for Upatizi, it's at an all-time low. It's not looking real good right now. Conceal does feel like a desperate one, and even they're confused. They pop a Conceal, and they're like, wait, we shouldn't be going in. 70 seconds on the Lord. There's no reason for us to conceal.
There's no information either. All the waves are synced in top, mid, and bot, but you see no one from Mythic Seal, so you have no way to guarantee that you could actually go for something near the Lord pit. Very questionable for Corinthians esports. So it seems like Mythic Seals are still able to hold their ground and not do anything because they know that they shouldn't do anything or need not to do anything.
I think if Mythic Seal sees that replay, they're just going to be like, oh, okay. Because that was one of the conceals of all time. Now this is a conceal.
Okay. The SOD
They
doesn't
jump on
land.
Upa.
And there's the Fury of the Phoenix in an attempt to stop them in their tracks. But multiple members get stunned by Mythic Seals. Hesu and Luis, the front liners are down. They get to take out
Zippy?
Gundo, but Zippy, what a brave attempt from the gold laner of Mythic Seals. Nearly gets taken down too.
Oh man, that was so unfortunate. I don't know if Upa targeted that because I think it did, you know, because it only goes to the target that's visible. He didn't go for the shot straight onto Zippy. That might have killed him, might have not, again. But hey, in the end, that was worth it for Mythic Seal. They lost Kun for the price of Luis and Hesu, but they're not actually blitzing the Lord. As long as the Lancelot's still alive, they still have a shot. That's a fist crack.
Oh, a beautiful catch. Ken was brought down to almost 60% in that sequence, though, and they know the resources that were used. So that might mean a lot for Corinthians esports now that they've been able to all catch up in this potential Lord fight. So is Kundo.
Zippy, oh my Lord.
Oh, look at the damage from Zippy. They get to receive that curtain call, however, and the Fury of the Phoenix does a great job. Oh! Corinthians esports actually get the objective, but will they be able to make it out alive? That is going to be the question. Hesu doing his best to delay, but they lose 4 members in the process. It's only Luis standing alone.
And the Lord will spawn up top. As long as Mythic Seal time it right here, it's gonna spawn in and they will not have to deal with the Lord. 15 seconds on Foslaneve. There you have it. They wait for it and they will have the route to go for the equalizer.
They went for the flicker and they gain access to the base. It seems like Group A indeed is becoming very competitive. We're heading into another game number 3.
Our third full series of the day. Hey, if you thought MSC was going to be predictable, maybe, but not the games.
I gotta say, only Team Liquid got away with a 2-0 for today. But hey, you know what? We gotta balance it out because that was the game that got a pause. But either ways, I feel proud. I just throw out words of wisdom that is not supposed to be wisdom.
And it
turns out to
becomes
be
wisdom.
Yeah, it's like you have to lose for you to win.
You're a philosopher.
I'm a philosophy.
You are philosophy.
I am philosophy. Now I gotta say, my heart skipped a bit when Zippy tried to go for a play
Yeah, up top.
against Granger,
Yeah.
thinking that he can outplay that with the Wind of Nature.
Yep.
Considering that, you know, Sky Piercer is true damage.
Yep.
That was very brave.
Yeah.
I'm not as brave as that man, but that man's pretty brave. But
Hey.
he's performing very well because in the previous championship, not doing that great. But hey, in this one, very disciplined, dealing a lot of damage,
This was the one, right?
Yeah, this
taking
is
a
the
lot
one.
of risk. But
Oh.
hey, they're not even going to show it.
They felt nervous about that attempt too. But now I feel we see why the Phobius is
Oh my
also
Lord.
always
Yeah.
banned. Like,
Speaking of which, we're going to talk about it during the itemization just a little bit more. But Phobius against the CC, Phobius wins that matchup until CC gets that War Axe. Then it becomes different. So I like the way that Kun played the lane, understanding I have a timer. So I got to make sure that I'm stopping you in your tracks, not allowing to roam around the map, creating pressure, influence, anything else. And that way, the Phobius does win the matchup. And then once the CC has that War Axe, it's not your job anymore.
Yep.
Right? It's not the job of the Phobius. Everyone else can start taking turns dealing with the CC.
I think level 1 to 4, that's when the CC actually also wins as well. Before the War Axe, that was level 1 to 4. And then after that, level 5 to like 6, before the War Axe, then that's Phobius winning it out. And then we come back to CC win with the War Axe. So there are multiple windows where the Phobius wins, where the CC wins, and it comes down to you just understanding that power spike, when it opens, when it closes against your opponent.
it, for majority of the time, I think the camera panned to the XP lane.
There's a lot of brawls.
And showed Hesu kind of struggling on the
Made a lot of
CC.
mistakes as well.
Yeah, so
Like curtain call for...
for who?
Yeah.
For one, I mean,
For one
understandable for one if you want to shred
Very
down.
trigger happy.
Yeah, but the turtle's coming up. It would have been great if you had that, you know, later on, yeah.
So I think this wasn't the Hesu we are familiar with, like the Hesu we saw here, because people would say that he kind of stabilized the team in terms of decision making, but if he was the one in that game who went for the questionable things, then
Yep.
She's
might
too
crumble for-
nice.
She's way too nice, man.
You're way too nice.
Yeah, just say, Mythic Seal, you're better when you're behind. Just say it. And then as CCP,
Yeah.
you
can do
went
better.
for utilities at 10.
Yeah, like, Jesus, don't make a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just say that.
Don't ult
Okay.
randomly.
Yeah.
Hesu should avoid mistakes.
But going back here as well, see the difference when Nico was on the Selena and now on the Jushin. Very different heroes.
Oh yeah.
Looking much better now. Not a lot of recalling, not a lot of ego
Hey,
challenging.
don't say that yet, you know, because
Oh, that's
last
true.
time he was on Zusin, he was
That's
winning,
true.
and then he started recalling, and then the game turned around, and then
Yeah.
he almost lost and
Yep,
didn't qualify to MSC. But he
yep.
ultimately did, so yeah.
Eh, you know what I tell myself? Shut up, man. So yeah, go ahead.
we choose our words from this point onwards. But yeah, I think we were also talking about Zippy earlier before this game, and
Zippy.
he actually did show up, except that one point where it was
They're
nearly
discussing there, by the way.
kind of
Yep,
dangerous.
just there.
So we see they're wait, why aren't they backstage?
They like us better. They want to hear our analysis.
Absolutely.
Yes, they want to
That's
know
my
what
boy. That's Ken, bro.
They want to know what we think. You know, Speaking of what we think, right now we're looking at all the players here. Ubatizi still did a lot of damage, but Zippy, very high goal per minute, 875. Luis took a lot of damage. I kind of feel like for Corinthians, it's micro. Like that's my personal opinion, because especially with Hesu, like we've seen different CC players today, even during MWI and even in the wild card. And I really feel like he just made bad decisions where
I agree.
you shouldn't be playing for yourself.
Yeah.
You should be playing for your team. Right?
Peel. Just play with the Peel,
Yeah.
right? Move back with the Zetian and the Granger.
So that's where the individual playstyle might
Yeah.
backfire.
Yeah.
We saw it in action in game number 2 because it felt like they were doing individual decisions that need or didn't even consult others.
The other word is selfish.
Yeah. Selfless, selfish.
That sounds harsh, but maybe that's how you should. He was selfish.
She's too nice. She even like, wait, I gotta think about it. Is this too harsh?
Maybe he.
But in all seriousness, also if we bring it back to game number 1, that's why Corinthians was able to actually pull off the comeback. It's because they just had a lot of individual picks, and so did Mythic Seal. Mythic Seal just played into the game of Corinthians. You brought it up. They're very individualistic for Corinthians, and that's why the landslot really worked out. Now that Mythic Seal are playing much more like a team, at least when they're behind, they have ways to displace. There you go.
Yeah.
The displace the landslot to make it not as free for Flick.
Yeah, Flick as well. You guys were talking about it, but missing some punctures, getting shoulder bash. So this is why I say like the mechanical mistakes needs to lower down just a little bit and play with the team, because there are moments like this is good, but it's not good because of them, but it's because Mythic Seal botched the engage.
I think in his defense, Lafel, that's what a little more small displacements can do to a landslot. Like just a shoulder bash, the targeting gets off the punch from Mr. Badang and even Dusin. So like small things make it very hard for the landslot to land punctures.
I think a lot of them had unexpected moments wherein they got displaced even by their own teammates. So there were a couple of ejectors which were supposed to be for Mythic Seal but did not land to the members of Mythic Seal. And that's another thing, I think. Luis wasn't able to play the Jawhead. It was last pick, but it felt like it struggled the most.
I mean, that's the thing with Lancelot, right? Your enemies are your enemies. Yeah. And even your friends are enemies. Because you want to use the minions.
Yeah, and then they clear it.
And then they clear it. And it's like, well, I guess I got to go back to the buff. But now, we're going to be looking at the road to EWC, but this time for Mythic Seal.
Hi, my name is Ken. I play for Mythic Seal and I play in the jungle room. The toughest moment was in the grand finals because the first game we lost and everyone's mental was maybe a little bit down and we were all tired because we had to play lower bracket finals early in the morning. So everyone was tired and we lost the first game. So it was kind of like a setback. But we overcame it as a team. I told my team just don't care if we lose, just play one game at a time, and that's what we did.
And finally, after being so loyal to Mythic Seal for so long, going over that hurdle, there was a moment where people thought, oh, it'll be Yangon Galacticos, most likely, but now they were able to eke it out and they made it.
Zippy Cutie finds the kill! The base is wide open! After 3 heartbreaking runs, Mythic Seal have broken through the doors of destiny! They finally rise to the international stage at MSC x EWC!
I just learned not to be afraid of losing anymore. I've had to grow a lot over the past year or so. Now, since I'm the leader and I'm the oldest in my team, I have to be an example to my teammates. But I'm really happy to be back, and I hope that I can really prove something here.
Ken said it himself. I'm not afraid to lose. So lose just a little bit so that you win everything else. You know, just what, like
just a little bit.
700 gold, 4,000 gold between that gap.
Not too much, but also not too little, so that you are aware that, oh, we still have to lock in.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
I like that.
That's scary then. Like if you're a team going up against Mythic Seal and you have the lead, you still should not be complacent.
Oh no, we have a lead. This is
gotta
this is
give
gonna
them the lead.
backfire on us. Yeah.
That could be an actual strat, dude. Like if they don't notice their patterns and like their bad habits when they're ahead, that could actually be a legit strat. They're like, yo,
That's gonna be
the early
that's
game.
gonna be in the key to victory.
Dude, SRG Mythic Seal. That matchup, right?
Both of them is like, no, you win. No, you win. No, you win. No, you win. That's gonna be a game to watch.
Yeah.
That's gonna be amazing.
You hit the crystal.
Now,
I wonder how many games that'll reach, if ever they do, but...
hey.
7.
Hey.
Oh.
The players are behind us right now, and the draft have just started.
Is that why they're always better than us? They're behind? Dude! 2 out of 2.
All right, now
Why just 2?
out of okay. Mythic Seal, first pick again, and Corinthians, second pick. So at this point, Mirko, I'm actually with you in the sense that CC is an option, but also the Edith as well as the Gatot, right? Like looking at the plays just now, I kind of feel like Jesus needs a hero that plays for his team.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I want to see the...
It's also just easier.
Yeah, it's also just easier, yeah.
Yeah, the easier, the snappier, I want to see those heroes from Hesu, which actually change the tides.
And then he picks
Of
out a
the
better
game.
dead.
Then he goes, you know what? You guys are talking too much. I'm going to pick the hardest hero in the game.
What if, though? But
Oh,
we're
what
yet
if?
to see a damage EXP.
Hey, we
Like
haven't
from-
seen a lot of damage EXP. The closest one is Lapu Lapu. We've
Yeah.
not seen a Masha yet. We've not
Does
seen...
Arlet count as a damage EXP?
Depends on the items.
Did
But he just
Sanford's
gets Fury
Arlet
hammered,
count?
though,
Does
then.
Arlet? Yeah, because Sanford played Arlet,
I mean, he used a Thunderbelt. Technically, there is
but he has a
damage.
Fury Hammer.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
see, you don't even but you don't commit.
You don't commit. Yeah, like
You just put
to all
you
the
just
Arlets,
put one
if
foot
you're-
in,
Yeah,
and then the rest of your body out.
exactly. The real full damage Arlets are the Petrifies. Are
Yeah.
the Blade of Heptasis.
Sky Piercer.
Sky Piercer.
Those are the real G's.
Yes, sir.
All right. Speaking of G's, right now the draft.
Oh,
they
that's a
banned
change.
Wow.
Okay.
That's good. I like that.
Hey,
So,
respect.
respect. Mythic Seal showing a lot of that up against Flick.
Wait. So that leaves the Farsa Phoveus
Arlet,
open.
yeah.
Arlet.
And if they don't get the joy, that might be the next option for Flick. So what does Ken use then?
What about they just ban the joy? They won't. But what if? They won't. But what
Do they
if?
ban the Juice Sin?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
my question here.
that's-
Or the Arlet.
That's okay. I feel like they can get the Arlet.
Because they banned the Arlet previously, right?
Yep.
So
I
yeah,
feel like
they can. They go
Hey.
Juice
Ban
Sin.
the Juice
There you
Sin.
go.
Juice Sin.
All
There you
right, they
go.
traded out. All right, let's see Mythic Seal. Is it going to be Phoveus first pick? The Farsa
Farsa?
is up. Yes.
Oh, Farsa.
I think Farsa
Probably
should
not
be the
joy,
prio.
right?
I like Farsa.
Same.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't see things.
Literally.
Yeah, because she's,
Yeah.
she's blind. But she does a lot of damage. And she can fly. And she clears the minions fast.
Yes.
Yep.
And she can fly.
I would like the fast rotation.
Have you mentioned that she can fly?
I think I haven't. She can fly. You literally can fly.
Because she
Farsa.
transforms.
As Farsa.
Ah,
So they pick up the Arlet.
Ah. After all that from Rafael. I think they probably heard you, dude. They were like, dude, this guy's talking a whole lot about flying. I don't want to do that. I want to just, play my spear. Pick up the Arlet. All right.
My bad, G. My bad.
But this is
So
honestly...
they pick up the Farsa.
No. The thing is, if you haven't... Wait, I'm sorry, LaFell. I'm sorry to shut you down here. But the Arlet is a good way to go up against Farsa
Yeah,
because you pop out for the airstrike, you're a sitting duck for the Arlet. Swoop into whatever it is
Hey.
the team has.
Farsa's not a duck. Actually, she
She's
could
a-
be. Actually,
She
she could
is.
be.
She can't
I
be.
don't- depends on the
listen to her.
Bro.
They go for the Farsa.
Dude, you need to listen to my
I'll
words
listen
of
to you.
wisdom.
I'll listen.
Hey, but the joy is still... Well, at least they have a Fredrin.
Yeah, I don't think you go join now, right?
See?
Into the counter?
Bro, they can hear us.
Okay. Can they?
Yeah,
Oh, they can.
depends on how
No,
loud
they
we
can't.
are.
They can't.
Yeah.
We're pretty loud.
So maybe not joy. Okay.
And then
Switch it up. Switch it
and
up.
enjoy. Do they take a gold laner here? Okay, one's out.
I
so
think
the only-
Ranger will be fine. Safe
yeah,
choice.
I think Ranger is fine because
There you go. And the joy.
Yeah. Yeah. See, don't say stuff. You're
Yeah.
challenging them.
I challenged them to go Farsa.
This
Challenged them
should
to go
be
joy.
It's hard. Wait.
Wait.
Phoveus.
What's hard?
Phoveus fine.
Yeah, Phoveus will be great here.
Yeah.
That's why I was...
There's no way they don't pick up the phobias, right?
All right, I see what you're doing here, Lafel. Corinthians, do they go instead for something else just to be like, yeah, we're not?
Because we wanted something else from Hesu.
But I think the Phobias works. Like, the
But-
Phobias is a bit too good right now. You have a Joy? Dude,
Okay, they don't.
Moscow.
there's a Joy, an Arlet.
Yep. Go on.
Wait, no, because the Arlot still can be flexed, so...
But still, you get value. Like, the Roamer, the XP will always be part of fights early,
Yeah,
and then the Arlet, the Joy is there too. So it's like you get value anyways.
Hey, maybe we
If
should
Mythic
talk.
Seal don't ban Phobias, dude.
You know, let's just start a podcast.
Okay.
We already have one.
We have one,
Gank
though.
and Gather, ladies and gentlemen. Go check it out.
So they should be banning out the mids. Maybe consider the Selena, right? Just take out Nico's Selena and Valentina, because I feel like you gotta respect that. You just gotta respect it,
Yeah, because there's nothing left. The Jushin and the Kimi are out.
and neither of them will get banned.
I really hope Mythic Seal bans the Phobias. That's what I really hope right now because, hey, their
They
composition is
should.
looking very dicey without the Phobias ban.
It's 100% Phobias. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
100.
Why wouldn't it? Like, what else is there to ban? Irithel, maybe, sure.
Yeah.
Wait, why? They have a monster.
Oh wait, yeah, of course. Dude,
Oh,
it's dude, the game.
the game has been...
It's been messing with my mind.
Oh!
Hey, we got it right.
There you go. There you go. There
We
you
got
go.
it right.
There you go.
Yo.
They finally... They
This is a
listened.
roller coaster.
It is.
Who knew a draft can be this intense?
Corinthians next.
Wait.
Selena.
We haven't seen...
Honestly, not a bad one to
Or
actually ban
maybe
out
just the
Lilia.
Valen.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Because you have Fredrin.
Valen is the safest, in my opinion.
Take out the Valen. So you don't get to give away.
There you go.
See,
Selena,
I told you.
man.
Guess
There you go.
Listen to me.
No, I was challenging them to.
Oh, dude, she's 5-head.
She is. Mythic Seal now. Do they also just say, you know what? We're taking your heroes out of the equation too, Hesu. Take away the CC.
And then they ban. And then
Honestly,
they ban something else.
CC is a good band, but I don't know after watching that game. Maybe they're like, I can deal with it. Kalia, okay.
Hey, what about the Masha right now for Corinthians? They have our utility jungle.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Masha.
Maybe Hesu is telling them like, let me do damage.
Damage, and then they give Louise something like.
A Baksha.
Oh yeah, it's still open.
Yeah. Could also be Gatot Kacha. I think that works too
Yeah.
against this composition.
Safest.
Wait, there's still a
They could
Badang,
take it
right?
now. I feel like they could
There's
take
also
Gata now.
Badang, yeah. So a lot of good options for Corinthians here. If they want to go Masha, that's up. They can also just go for the safe route.
Or Chip Masha. No, wait.
No, right? I don't think the first one was
I feel like you don't have to go Masha. Like there's other damage dealers.
That's
the
Badang. There you
Badang,
go.
Yeah,
okay.
they go for the Badang.
So what's
I
Hesu
want the
later?
Valentina. I feel like the Valentina is going to be pretty
Same.
good here.
I agree. And Nico actually did amazing on it
Yep,
to
yep.
equalize against the Young on Galacticos in MSL MM Season 1.
Valentina and.
Valentina Cappuccina.
Hey!
Me,
I
Moscow.
would prefer
Me.
just to put the Arlet in the EXP.
I agree. Please XP.
XP Arlo.
What do you go Rome?
Oh,
Show.
Whoa! Whoa!
Okay.
Nico
Nico and all the
flexing.
stops for this one.
Nico showing up. He's like,
I like
hey,
it.
I watched MWI.
Yeah.
Hey.
I saw the final game.
And an Esmeralda. Oh, this
This is,
is so much riskier for Mythic Seal, their
Yeah.
composition.
yeah. Hey, this is what we wanted for MSC day one.
We're encountering the unknown.
Experience the world where when you move forward, you don't know which is left and which is right. And now we're jumping into drafts that we've never experienced before. This is what the world has to offer. And I'm going to throw it to you guys.
Thank you so much, LaFell. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to... Well, we're still on the same desk, but me and Brigitte will be bringing you the final game of the day as we encounter the unknown here in the final game of the day. And interesting drafts from both these teams, from Mythic Seal and also Corinthians. Now, question is the upset real? Can Corinthians beat the dark horse of MSC, or will Mythic Seal take the dub with Ken in his third Joy game?
That's right. This should be the last game of the day since we've had a lot. And imagine that. Okay, we've already beat the record for fastest first blood in this day. We got one in 29 seconds, courtesy of Boye.
Shout outs to Boye, man, on the Cho. He's ruthless, just showing Jiku knows all around the board. Corinthians couldn't handle the kicks, couldn't handle the swagger.
Yeah. That was such a great start for Mythic Seals, though. Like, I was honestly supposed to say that I was...
They need to play from behind, break.
Oh, no, yeah. Wait.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, but anyway, I was trying to... I was kind of worried for Frost La Neve, considering that the Kadita sounds like such a great answer to the Farsa. It's similar to the entire Kadita Farsa matchup, or Kagura Farsa matchup, rather. But given that they're already able to get that great of a start with just Boye, I feel like it's gonna be a little tricky for Frost La Neve to position himself around the map. And speaking of Frost La Neve, look at that. He went for Tenacity on the Farsa.
Oh, all right. Tenacity for both the mid duo here.
Yeah.
And Inspire, they're really in sync for this one. Despite the tankiness, they still fell first blood, and it goes to show you how much burst Mythic Seal have. Explosive burst in the early game.
Yep.
Petrify again.
I mean, that's the pull yourself together, Kadita. They'll just be using all these skills over and over again. Flick is kinda low. Will they try to chase after him? Boye might try to disturb his farming. And that's a few moments away before we see the objective spawn. So they've done a really good job in zoning out the members of Corinthians. Hesse, though, somehow managing 2 members all by himself. Will get some help from Luis. But then that's the flicker from Kun already committed before the fight.
A bit of a mistake there from Kun. He walked up, tried to go for the Vengeance, but Hesu popped in the Purify, falling Star Moon.
Oh, that was such an accurate use, but the knockup from the Breath of the Ocean. Nico tries to burst down Flick, but some of his HP goes back because of the Appraiser's Wrath. Ken, though, still steals away that objective from Corinthians Esports, despite a great start. And now Kun might just be the next to fall. Hesu doing a great job. Retribution committed just to slow him down, and he tries to dash back in. There's the Jeet Kun Do knockup, and Kun,
oh my god!
What? He's still able to survive all that! Flicker from Luis finally takes the kill, but so many resources were committed just for that!
Great taunt over. Ken looking for it. Wow, Breath of the Ocean from Nico! And away of the Dragon to lock things down. Mythic Seal. A long team fight that lasted ages. Won out by the Seals, and now it's all in for them. Ken already invading the jungle. Oh, Corinthians outplayed by Kun, and that just shows you how... Oh man, that was a mistake by Upatizi, right? He didn't mean to spear miss with it. But anyways, great outplay from Kun. They didn't expect how many more ways to CC was available for Mythic Seal. They forgot about the Breath of the Ocean. They forgot about the Jikundo that landed on 2. And mainly, they underestimated the sustain that the Arlet has with skill 2. Every time you get it... Oh my god, Nico!
Again?
Purify.
Okay, I mean, again, that's the pull yourself together Kadita. So Nico will just be constantly hunting down targets for Corinthians Esports, and I agree. I mean, that entire sequence which took place earlier was because Mythic Seals was somehow behind. So that's why they were trying to invade deep into their jungle, but they find a way to turn things around. Took Corinthians Esports long enough to stay in that fight. So somehow Mythic Seal clearly have regained the lead in this game. Not their key to victory, but that's when you know they're starting to make things work.
Yeah, they're not behind, but it's all right. You know, it doesn't have to always be them being behind. I think the last 2 games have taught them. Way the Dragon with a flicker, combo with the Rest of the Ocean as well. Wow.
That immediately deletes Luis before he gets to do anything or even looks for a setup. There's the dashers coming in from Ken. SOD lands as well. Upatizi goes in! And beautiful energy eruption used here by Flick. But then the response, the Breath of the Ocean coming in from Nico once again. It just denies so much from the attempts of Corinthians Esports. It's as if you try to commit to the fight, but then you just suddenly get knocked up.
These fights have been so long, dude. And Mythic Seal, fortunately for them, have been winning it out. Nico now again, Breath of the Ocean.
Does he have the rough waves? Doesn't. But that was already close. Like, I mean, if he has the rough waves, though. I need to sneeze. I need to sneeze.
Oh, another one. Now he has rough waves.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is it going to be a turret? Zippy.
At least Upatizi.
Oh, he's saying turret. Okay, he gets
No, he can't defend it. And he might not even survive. That was a close call. Zippy is playing a very brave gold lane for the past 2 games. Like, he's been very confident in his decisions. Flick might go in. Oh, double man knock up from the Jeet Kune Do. SOD also lands. There's the better airstrike, but it won't be doing much. Flick is the first one to get taken down. Ken tries to reach for Frost 11, but it's the double kill instead for Zippy, granting them free control over this turtle once again.
Mythic Seal are feeling it in game number 3, styling all over the board. The Fredrin counter hasn't really been a way to stop Ken.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, yes, in KDA, but when it comes to damage, Ken's still dealing it. He's still getting 3 sacks, electrifying beats in, and mainly it's because of the setup. Mainly it's because of how much CC Mythic Seal have. Arla's just jumping all around the place. Nico's jumping in with water.
Yep.
Corinthians don't know what to build now.
This, you see the Kaidira just standing in front of you. It's so annoying because you know that you can't really attempt to go for this hero, this pickoff. There's still the Petrify, there's still the knockup from the Breath of the Ocean. She can just literally swim away from danger, and she's becoming such a huge problem for Corinthians, who I believe their early would revolve around the way they're able to utilize the Farsa. But Frostland has been struggling to some extent, even forced to use the Purify every now and then, so they're not able to... Oh, okay, that was close, okay. Fortunately, didn't catch up. But now, the question remains, Corinthians Esports, they're significantly behind Mythic Seal, and there hasn't been a successful attempt from Luis. It's always Boye or Nico starting things up.
And you can really see how the Farsa are struggling in this game, right? Like, it's just so difficult for you to get an angle where you're free to deal damage with Feather Airstrike. At most, you throw out 2, and then you're forced to cancel. You're forced to walk back just because of this guy, or maybe the other guy who knows Kung Fu, or the one with music, or the one with a big spear. And Kun, that guy with a spear, is walking up. Ken, again, man, 3 whole levels ahead of the Fredrin. Boye.
Are they actually gonna try to do something now? Oh, they spot Upatizi, uses the SOD, but will that be enough? Luis is here to help, but the final slash, he gets to purify himself to safety, might just be able to walk away, but still, he had to use the purify, he had to use the SOD. That's a lot. 2 members, could they be locked in here by the fist crack? They don't, and they won't commit it just yet. He also doesn't have it anyway. So a lot of utilities burned by both sides right before the objective. Boye is still trying to look for it though. But they might be a little more cautious. Never mind. Kun goes for the final slash, but there's no follow-up.
But it's still worth it, I would say, for Mythic Seal because they baited out so many big ultimates. No Feather Airstrike, no Falling Star Moon, no Fist Crack, right? Turtle spawn in the game, but they don't want it. Mythic Seal are just going to wait and possibly, yeah, go for a fast Lord here. This is a 2-turtle game, ladies and gentlemen. Mythic Seal have started the Lord.
Earlier.
And this could be the beginning of the end for Corinthians if Mythic Seal do get it.
But Tizi, I feel like he wants to at least try to manage the wave, but they have limited information. Ken and Boye could have actually tried to do something. Oh, now they know where the other members are, though. Nico tries to go in, but gets denied by Luis. A beautiful way to shut him down, so they at least get a pick-off away from Mythic Seal.
A bit too greedy by Nico. Walks up, but he doesn't want to utilize the rough waves. Thought he had enough time to actually use it. But in the end, he got chain CC'd. Boye looking for an angle, and Upatizi is really not letting Mythic Seal breathe, not letting them play this slow-paced game. He's constantly punishing as Mythic Seal continue to hesitate on what to do.
Yep. At least now, for Corinthians Esports, they're able to somehow gain a bit of control since they were forced, or they did take a pick-up earlier. Upatizi bravely goes in. Oh, but it seems like that wasn't the right decision because it was Flick who was taken down. Frostland uses the better airstrike but gets cancelled by Kun. And it's a free objective going into the hands of Mythic Seal.
The Arlet canceling out the Farsa there just without Final Slash. We expected maybe Final Slash could be the way to do it. No, he just vengeance is over to Luis. Gets the stun. Frost Lane Eve. No chance to purify out of that one. Roam Boots coming around already too. That's a Sea Halberd for the 4th item. So even more penetration to get through these tanky front lines of Corinthians.
Oh, another way of the dragon though. Do they have enough burst damage? That's Hesu, which they caught. enough to bring him down to low HP. But again, I feel like Mythic Seal, they're okay with this. They still have a Lord coming up top, and they'll get this chance, this opportunity to clean up the remaining towers of Corinthians Esports.
Slowly but surely, sieging down the turrets in the side. We'll be walking with the Lord now. So far, they've managed the waves really, really well, by the way. Now they're going to build up. Another big one is the Lord actually charges up top, and Flick is sent all alone. Yeah, he has to respect this. Ken is fully stacked up. Doesn't want to use electrifying beats. Should just be a holy defense here.
Yep. Breath of the Ocean, such a big problem. They don't want to let go of their holy shields, but unfortunately will have to. They have no choice but to sacrifice these resources because Mythic Seals are playing this very aggressively. There's no guarantee on whether when Boye will try to go for the flicker setup or when Nico will actually try to at least petrify a single target, which then can be layered as well. But Ken, will he go in? There's the taunt from the energy eruption. Frost La Neve already using the feathered airstrike. Might be a go signal for Mythic Seal. They have to be careful of their positioning. Kun can do the final slash flicker too anytime.
Could be. Boye looking for an angle as well. They're constantly sieging, but their only like way to siege right now is through the range of Zippy, and I don't think that's enough. Corinthians have Moscow, Farsa. That's really, really good defense. So Mythic Seal are going to have to wait for the next neutral objective, Lord. That's still going to be enhanced. We won't have evolved up until 18. Wind of Nature, final item for Zippy. Wants a bit more defense. Not even a Fury Hammer for Kun this game. It's purely tank Arlet to survive and just to be a distraction to cancel out the feather airstrikes and to isolate some of the backliners away from the big fight.
Yep. Zippy also picked up his Wind of Nature just now. So that's going to be another problem for Corinthians Esports if they do want to attempt to go for him. And it's not like he can be the first option nor the easiest target if you're looking at the lineup of Mythic Seals, because you have to go through so many members. You have to not get surprised and burst it down first if you want to do just that. But speaking of, they actually go for the surprise. They target Hesu. Tanky enough though, gets to survive and walk away, but not Luis. Luis will be the sacrifice this time for Corinthians. And it's perfect timing.
Really good timing. Mythic Seal have been on point when it comes to picking people off right before the Lord. It's a risky game to play because if you lose one member, it could be another 50-50 or it could be an advantage towards your opponents. But if you're this good at going for picks on Cho, it basically is free. Good escape too with the Breath of the Ocean landing on Hesu. Lord slain. And Boye is looking for more, but he doesn't want to go for it. He knows he has the Lord. Let's play with it.
There have been a lot of interesting interactions so far today. Just now we saw the Falling Star Moon into the Breath of the Ocean and still get knocked up mid-air. But this is gonna be pretty hard for Corinthians Esports if they don't time their skills well. If Frost La Neve gets forced to use the feathered airstrike again, similar to earlier. If Mythic Seals manage the waves right, and it seems like that's what they're trying to do. But interestingly enough, Corinthians Esports, they're not staying in the base. They're actually trying to go out.
Yeah, they really are trying to fight back to gain some tempo back in the map, but it's just so difficult because you never know where Mythic Sea are going to attack from.
Yeah,
you don't know where the Kadita is.
That's the thing. I was nervous for a moment because they were just holding the brush down bottom. Oh, Spear of Misery denies Boye of that potential setup, but these are 3 waves, all synced, heading or close to gaining access to their base. Flick, already down half HP. Oh, the flicker final slash might be the way to go. Feathered airstrike already committed by Frost La Neve. They won't be able to cancel it for now, but they just focus on taking the inhibitor turrets. Kun, will he actually try this time? Flick, he gets bursted down. The final slash is committed onto 2 members, and that's gonna be a tricky spot. Upatizi is the next target, and look at Nico just diving in! Gets a double kill away from Corinthians. Zippy as well. It's close to a wipeout. It's only Hesu left alive, and he too might be taken down as Mythic Seals. The upset is denied for this